Hello, everybody, and welcome on this wonderful Monday evening. Hello to everybody who is in chat. Detective Turtle Gum, who is first. Let's see, Out of the Shadows with Ginger, X amount of words, Captain Lee fan. Hello. I hope everybody had a wonderful Monday and is having a nice Monday evening. Today's Monday, right? Yeah, today's Monday. Sometimes I get confused. Oh, good. Even I got my own notification this time. That's good. Hey, I'm Fisher. Yeah, so I'm going to let some people come in before I get started here. Hey, Queen Bee. Hey, Julian Jackson. So yeah, it's been an eventful what is it, like 24 hours, I guess? Yeah. Hi, Gen X. Oh my God, I swear I can see it. Barb, and I always feel like I'm going to butcher your name, but you need to tell me how to pronounce this. Is it Shalima? I don't know. I'm so sorry. Please tell me if because I'm sure I'm doing it really. I'm sure I'm butchering it, and I apologize. I always want to like figure that out. It sounds like it's probably a very pretty name. Just I'm probably not saying it right, but I apologize. Let's see, Laurie Ann. I'm trying to keep up with everything here. Okay. So yeah, I thought I had a seltzer can here, and apparently because Target has some really good seltzers, guys. I'm telling you, like this one's like tropical cherry, but I didn't realize I drank most of it already. So I might have to get up and get another one. But hello, Charlie, SA. So if I miss anybody, I sincerely apologize because I am obviously going to try to pay attention to the chat, but also kind of talk because of course, have a lot to say today. Hi, that girl. So yeah, it's been quite an eventful 24 hours. And last night, Sundays are when a lot of my schoolwork is due. So I was, struggling to get in schoolwork, and hey, without borders, all of a sudden I start seeing what was going on over in Kelly's channel. And when I tell you that I was shaking with anger, I'm not even joking, because I was literally shaking with anger, because what I was hearing was just so ludicrous and ridiculous that I didn't even know. I immediately wanted to schedule a live. I wanted to just say, you know what, fuck schoolwork. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to yell and scream about this because I am that angry about it. Hey, Michelle, Rody Gal, NorCal girl. Hello, welcome. So I have been wanting to come on here and talk about this for quite some time. And I know that Natasha is currently on a channel sad fishing and crying. And actually, I got a really great clip of audio from her that I will be doing a dramatic reading of the transcript because I can. And it's perfect. Like, I just don't, we'll get into that though. We will definitely get into that. I don't know if there's any other Harry Potter fans in here, but I feel like, all of her channels, like, cause she has a lot of channels, are all like her Horcruxes, and all of these, like, oh my God, why is this talking to me? So they're like her Horcruxes, and like all of these, like, people that kind of suck up to her are her loyal Death Eaters, and they're all like trying to prove that they're the most loyal Death Eater. I don't know. Sorry, Harry Potter nerd over here. Hello, Mike. Hi, Mrs. Portland. Yes. So I was like, oh my God, when I heard that. And just for the record, I was going to say, we have to, you got to destroy the Horcruxes. Nobody's mass reporting you. That's not the reason your channels aren't here. That's not the reason for any of this, as much as you want to say that it is, which is really funny because, she's on there and she just said, not even that long ago, because I was hate watching. I was. And I heard she's like, well, if my channel, I don't even care if I get my channels back, as long as I take down everybody else who's broken terms of service with me. So, bitch, are you admitting that you broken terms of service? Like, that sounds like an admission to me. So, yeah. So, it's not because people mass reported you. It's because you break terms of service, you dumb idiot. Like, oh, she's not dumb. I want to retract that. She's not dumb. She knows exactly what she's doing. But the people that believe her, I'm like, are you serious? Like, she knows damn well why her channels are gone. But yesterday, what I was hearing was unbelievable. And, honestly, Kelly, I didn't know much about Kelly before this. I had no experience. Dorothy, I know Dorothy had been calling her out prior to them making amends or whatever, but maybe Dorothy had a point. That woman is a liability. Hands down liability. the way that she was encouraging, subscribers to react to lies and nonsense was borderline dangerous. And when my blood started to boil was the point it was starting to boil was basically when, Natasha was saying that there was a longtime supporter of hers that, somebody knocked on her door and, said they were interested in buying the house. Bitch, do you think there's no other reason that somebody would be outside of somebody's home? Nobody is going to your supporters' houses or homes or anything like that. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, I don't understand. You're telling that to your subscribers to incite fear, to incite them to get a reaction and say, oh my God, I'm so outraged that this is happening, when literally, that's not happening. I've actually had people come to my house, and they usually, if I don't answer the door, they'll put a little note in the mailbox saying, hey, we're interested in buying your house. This is something that happens here all the time. So it doesn't mean that, some hater, some master hacker Crafton sent somebody over to this. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, I can't. I got so angry about that. Guys, you have no idea how much data you give out all the time. I do marketing for a living, okay? I do marketing for a living, and I will be more than happy to show you exactly what information YouTube itself gives me access to. Not by any, I don't have to try. YouTube literally gives it to me. It's called analytics, all right? So it's not called hacking. You can make a channel too, and you can look for yourself at the information that you get. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I'm like ranting. Hey, Caffeinated Slug. If I missed anybody else, Roddy Mama, Remy. So yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with all of that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And oh my God. And then you have Kelly, and and it's almost pathetic because it's like all of these people are like just trying to show that, yeah. And I'm going to get to Parker in a minute because that made me angry as well. I'm sure somebody probably saw my community post. So, this is a pattern with her as well, where, if somebody makes a channel, Parker's allowed to make a channel. Okay. And not only is Parker allowed to make a channel, but Parker's allowed to change the genre of that channel at any point in time that she chooses, because fuck you, Natasha. And, you don't own everybody in your circle. You don't own them. People have a mind of their own, and they are going to do what they want to do. And if they want to make a channel and they want it to be a family channel, then good for her. Good for Parker. I hope that she, does really well with her channel. And I hope she blows up, honestly. I hope that, her channel, because she was watching that sub count go up. She's watching it. She's refreshing that. You could tell. And, I'm sorry, Snorth, she's boring as fuck today. I mean, honestly, over there, I was like, this is hard to listen to because it was so boring. And, even Dorothy seemed a little annoyed with her, but I don't know, who knows? Yeah, Natasha is jealous. And that's the thing. She needs to understand, though, that Parker, a lot of these mods have kind of, not only put themselves in harm's way for her, but have also put a lot of things at risk for her. And, do you blame Parker for, that doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be friends. It just means Parker wants to do her own thing. Does she have to make another channel? People like Parker for who Parker is. So her the subscribers going over there, it doesn't make sense, Natasha. And you just sound like it's pathetic. Quite frankly, it's pathetic. And I know I'm just Little Miss Nobody over here, but Little Miss Nobody is almost at 800 subs. So if you have not subscribed to me and you want to hit that subscribe button, I would love to have you here. I am going to be doing awesome things because I am on fire. This is my drama channel. I would love to get to 1,000. I have had the watch time to monetize for 2 months now. So it's about time I get to the sub count. Hi, Kim. So yeah, that would be super helpful. And I'm on fire today because I am literally, I have stuff going on in my own personal life, I am desperately wanting to get out of a really not so great living situation at the moment. And, anything that I can do to kind of I know that monetizing doesn't pay too much, but I will, it's better than nothing. And I need to get out of the situation I'm in. I mean, I don't mean to share too much personal details, but I need to get out of this. And YouTube has kind of been like my social circle, but if I seem particularly cranky today, that's probably why. Oh yes. And make sure you hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Roddy Mama. Hi, T Adams. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that too, T Adams. And And yeah, it's like, she doesn't care. She just goes up onto her panel and, obviously, I don't care for Dorothy either. I'm not at all a Dorothy fan because Dorothy seems to forget that she brought me up first. She wants to say that, people use her for her. No, 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 no. No, you came for me. I woke up one day and you were ranting and raving about lies. So I had nothing to do with that. Any bit of wrath that I'm bringing back, it's, you brought it on yourself. I'm sorry. That's just the thing. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that she's saying doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I really, I encourage her subscribers, or I'm sorry, she doesn't have subscribers anymore. Her supporters, I encourage them to fact check the things that come out of her mouth. I'm not really Hi, Buttercup. I'm not understanding how, she was talking about Brittany in her channel. She said she had 24 people that, want to sue her. Why would there be 24 people that would have any grounds to sue Brittany? Could somebody explain that to me as to why there are 24 people that have grounds to sue Brittany? Because I'm not understanding that. That doesn't make sense. I won Red Rose. If she's not going to do shit, she's just flexing. I strongly believe that. But, that's the thing. Like, you're telling subscribers that they should sue people, and, you're telling people that they need to file police reports against a man that they've never met on the. How the fuck are you going to say that Crafton is making you uncomfortable when you've never met him? Most of them have never even interacted with him. They're just hearing somebody say it to them, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I feel uncomfortable now when I've never even interacted with this man. It's a fucking ridiculous. Like, just, I don't understand it. And then it was just, Kelly was fueling that fire and fueling the fire and like, oh gosh, oh, somebody's outside their home all because they support you, Natasha. Oh, everybody should be so outraged and file a police report. Like the police don't have real things to do and deal with than a bunch of snowflakes on YouTube. I'm sorry. I am. And I hate calling people snowflakes because I don't like that term, but I can't think of a better word to describe the behavior that I'm seeing. And these are people that nobody's done anything to. Nothing. Zero. Hi, KNS. These are people that, I've never even seen before. So I don't understand. And people need to understand that, I don't understand. I have not looked at the text messages that everybody in text message gate or mod chat gate or whatever, because quite frankly, I don't care. But people do need to understand that, Crafton, they explained it pretty well, but, Crafton has a radio show. And in order to kind of gauge what, if you're effectively, reaching your audience, you use something called analytics. And analytics gets information from your phone and you sign up to it. The fine print when you sign up for an account somewhere that you don't really read? Well, that's what you're agreeing to. So from my analytics on here, I can see where you're from, your age. There are some Google actually if you use advertising. I've heard on YouTube, if you actually pay for ads on here, I can also see your net income. And this is just stuff YouTube offers to me. This isn't even like, anything extra. And anybody who would like to make a channel, I think to get that, your income, I think you have to actually pay to advertise on here, according to my textbook. I could be wrong though. But it is just ridiculous. Like you're telling people about analytics, like it's some hacking thing, like somebody's getting their information when they're giving up their information every single day online. Like, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And you ever wonder why, like, when you're driving and you're in a different state and you go on DoorDash, there's suddenly like, different restaurants on there. It's called location-based marketing. You ever wonder why when you're like near certain restaurants, ads for them are going to pop up on your phone? There's a reason for that. I could go on and on and on and give you guys a lecture on this, but you're giving up that information freely. And, to look at it helps marketers better target the people that they're trying to sell to. And it gives them the information to narrow, make sure that they're hitting the mark with the ads they're putting out. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. I'm just letting people know that it's not because, and Crafton with what he does, needs that information. And it's not even like oh my God, I hate it. I was like so angry. because they're just trying to cause outrage at somebody who doesn't deserve it. And I don't, I understand that people are very, 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 upset because they've been displaced. Their community was Natasha, and they would go there at, every night and, whatever. And I'm sorry that, she's not here anymore. Like, truly, I am, for you guys. But it's not our fault that, she breaks terms of service and isn't here anymore. Like, if you want to hold somebody accountable for losing your community, hold her accountable, because it's not us. None of us have done those things. I've not once reported her. And, like I've said, like to you guys, like, even if people were to mass report, do you think that if people, haven't, because there's a pattern here. So she was booted off Facebook. Because, I put out a video that she said 2 years ago she was booted off Facebook because people mass reported her then too. I wonder what, I see a pattern here, and now it's over and over and over again. So surely it couldn't be because of her own behavior. Surely it couldn't be that. Surely it's because of everybody else. But if that was the case, she would have been gone a long time ago. And, she is actually she's very good at mobilizing her audience. So, she will be very straightforward on the call to action that she wants, and she will mobilize her audience to achieve that. And she's actually told people to mass report people on this side of the fence many, many times, and nothing's happened. So you want to know what? It doesn't work. So the logic doesn't make sense, but she wants to go on and she wants to piss people off and make them feel like, we took this from them. And she doesn't have an income, and it's all our fault, and she's lost everything she's worked so hard for, and it's all of our faults, because, she's done nothing wrong. But then she, in the same breath, she'll admit that, she wants to take everybody else down that's broken terms of service. So are you admitting you broke terms of service? Because if that's what you're admitting, that's why you're not here. End of story. And am I saying that, other people here haven't broken terms? I don't know. I mean, I haven't really thought about it, but honestly, that's not even the point. Like, the conversation isn't about that. This isn't about anybody else. The fact that somebody else on here broke terms of service does not in any way make her less guilty of it or less culpable in her channel going down. Like, the logic doesn't make sense. I like to think that people have brains and they can use it, but it's I hate using this but I'm going to use it because they hate it. It's very cult-like. It's very cult-like. Hey, juror. It's very cult-like, and it's disturbing, quite frankly. It's very disturbing. And every day I think that I can't be shocked anymore, but I am. I'm looking at the chat, and usually I don't actually look at the chat. And I wish, when I've screen recorded things, I actually wish I had included the chat, but I usually didn't because I just didn't care. But I wish I had it now. And what is this doing? Oh. So it's just crazy. It's crazy stuff, and it's out of hand. And she's just being as nasty as ever on any place that will have her. And her supporters are just like, okay. But what I find even more pathetic though is the other people that kind of orbit her, that are trying to, show that they, are there for her or whatever. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because, I've honestly I've listened to a little bit of, Dorothy's rants here and there, and don't get me started on her, and whatever's going on over there, because I have no words for that either. But the more I think about it, and the more I have investigated, Natasha, I am focused on that too. And I will be, the phone call that I received, I am fairly certain I know who it is. And I will be revealing that. I just need to make sure, because I'm not going to be one of those people that comes on here and says it's somebody if I'm not absolutely sure, but it's somebody from Natasha's community. And it's somebody that's been on her panel and has said similar things. And I know who they are. And I will be telling everybody who they are. I just need to make sure that the name that I believe they're going by now is the name that they were going by that I'm familiar with. I just need to make sure. Just trust me on that. I don't want to accuse somebody if it's not them, because that would make me no better than Dorothy or anybody else. But I will tell you that I have a very, 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 very good idea of who it was, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This person has definitely done those things in the past. This person, I believe, is responsible for some other things in the community that have to do with calling people's employers or government agencies. I think this person has done this quite a bit. So I will be the first person to make an expose of that as soon as I'm able to confirm it. Because I need to use her current name, right? I mean, everybody needs to know who it is. But you guys would recognize your voice. I guess that's unacceptable. Like, why? You don't need to do that. Like, she's, oh my God, this woman is really smug too. I don't know. Oh, yeah. 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 I have a lot, and some people I've talked to a little bit about it, but yeah, I can't with this anymore. It's out of control. And for what? For what? For Natasha? Obviously Natasha doesn't really give a shit about anybody, because if Natasha cared about anybody, she would clap when her friends, are successful. And they, you're right. Like, if your friend is doing well on YouTube, who cares? I mean, all of the subs in this community are kind of, we all sub to each other's channels more or less. And she's been part of that community enough that, even if, like, Parker and you weren't even friends, people would probably subscribe to her anyways. Like, I don't get that logic. People don't stay if they don't like your content. People will leave. And that's just how it is. But unfortunately, it seems that Natasha she's like crying about it. She's like, you can tell she's refreshing that sub count, and she's like, oh, Parker's at 575 or whatever. And it's all about her. And then she's like suggesting that people, go unsubscribe to somebody who she thought, they were friends. And Parker came in there. Parker didn't even, like, why did that have to be public at all? It's just, of course, Natasha has to make everything a spectacle because everything has to be about Natasha. And then yesterday, don't get me started on her, her tantrum, when people were giving Kelly money, because God forbid anybody gets money but her. And then Dorothy, of course, today has to be sure to mention specifically that, she didn't want to do it on her Surviving the Storm channel, because she didn't want super chats sent to her. Oh no, she wanted to do it on the other channel. So all the money went to her pal Natasha, who has lost everything. Everything, guys. And it's just not true. If I've learned anything in my life, and obviously I can't force my own logic onto people, but I always, if I was bringing in money the way that she has the past couple months, I would be putting a little bit of that aside to save, especially when she knows damn well that she's breaking terms of service and playing with fire. But she thinks she's invincible. She really thinks that the rules don't apply to her, the laws don't apply to her. She doesn't think that, she thinks she's above all of it. And unfortunately for her, she's gonna, it'll catch up to her. That's just how these things work, and she's having a really hard time coming to terms with that. Yeah, right, caffeinated slug. And you know what? I almost made a note to point that out. Was that, she cried about her money for way longer than she should have. Facebook doesn't pay enough. Exactly. And it was completely, like, it went from, people feeling bad for her, for that. And she immediately made it about money. I'm like, okay, well, that's the truth. At least she's speaking the truth there. She doesn't care. And she was trying to make it sound like she felt like she let her community down and these people need her. She doesn't give a fuck about those people. All she cares about is the money. She spoke the truth there. Facebook doesn't pay enough. So if it doesn't pay enough, why should she bother entertaining her community if she's not getting paid for it? That's simply how it is, unfortunately, and she started out trying to make it seem like she gave a fuck about her subscribers who are literally crying and saying that, like, they don't know what they'll do without her. And it's just some other really disturbing stuff that I'm like, if I ever get that dependent on, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be mean. I understand people are lonely. That's not a nice comment for me to say. But I do think that people need to hold her accountable for it. But, that's so true. All she cares about is the money. She doesn't care about, if she could find a way to bring in that money and not interact with any of these people at all, she would do it in a heartbeat. Hi, Memphis Mama. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Oh, hi, Rose. I didn't see you come in. And Froggy, yeah, it's always about the money. And right, she thinks that she's helping subs. She does. Well, I don't actually think she thinks so, but she wants everybody else to think so. Hi, Jody. I'm glad to have you here. Welcome. Let's see. I'm trying to look. Total strangers. Yeah, well, and she does, do I think that she's done nice things here? Yeah, but you know what? I think that's her MO. She'll do good things here and there so she can be like, see, look, would somebody who's a scammer do that? Well, yeah, actually they would, because it's all part of the game, the manipulation game. Right, yeah, there are people in the Ukraine that have lost everything, and Natasha lost her, YouTube. Sorry if I'm not, really sympathetic towards that. I'm sorry, like, you shouldn't have broke the rules. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. At least you were in control of your fate. Because nobody's going to tell me any differently. She knows damn well what she's doing. And go ahead. She wants to take everybody down with her. What I find funny, though, is that when she first started that 20K thing, hi, Crispy Critter, and hold on, Christine, of course, and Lori. I'm trying to make sure I see everybody here. But yeah, like, what was I saying? At first she was like, for what was it, for her legal fund. The first premise was that she was going to be like a knight in shining armor to make YouTube great again, and get the bullies off of YouTube. Well, how quickly that's turned into, she needs this money to get her own channels back on. So you're not actually helping anybody get rid of bullies on here. You're just self-serving and using the money. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. To me, that feels like false premise as well. If that was said, I don't know for sure. But that was the impression I was under, because when she started asking for money for that, that was actually when I put my foot out the door, was because I know better. I know that, nobody the likes of her is going to make a difference in making, getting bullying off of YouTube. And that's just, and I was right. I didn't donate to that. I thought about it, but I didn't. Yeah, Crispy Critter, I wish she would go away too, honestly. Like, you write letters to YouTube and tell them how great. Right, she doesn't care about any of them. Like, if you see how disposable, I saw people in chat. Who was it that said it? Serial killer. Said in chat, Parker is replaceable or whatever. That's how these people think. Everybody's replaceable. Everybody, is just another person to, get something from. Now, I don't know serial killer. I recognize the name. I think it's clever. I'll give her that. But she literally said in the chat that Parker is replaceable. And I thought that was really disrespectful, because this is somebody that, you've been in a mod chat with, that you're supposed to be friends with or whatever. I don't know. I would never call somebody that I would consider a friend replaceable. That's, but Natasha would, because that's how she thinks. If she would have taken, yeah, right, exactly. If she had just taken the money and ran, she would have made good on her promise. Exactly. I'm glad yeah. And it's unbelievable. Now, what I think is, I wish, and she said that she's perfectly happy, just being a guest on people's, as long as she takes everybody else down with her and all of these things. And then she's like, trying to throw, flex and throw jabs. She's like, and all of these people have broken terms of service, even Mommy Ramblings. And I have a list. And, my lawyers, my attorneys were you're not going to do jack shit, bitch. Shut up. Like, I'm done with it. Yeah, she should be. She is fired. It's her own damn fault. And somebody made a point on a comment, right? So, this is your employer. You're getting like a paycheck, and if you behave badly, and you don't behave like that at work. And, and everyone's like, well, she should have a warning. She's had many warnings. You know how many times her channels have gone down? A lot of times in my experience here. It got to a point where YouTube finally caught on and was like, this woman is vile. This woman is like, making, homophobic comments, racist, transphobic. I mean, you go down the list, and I have heard at least one comment from her or a panel guest that she did not correct under all of those categories. And I am actually working on a video right now that is all of the panel guests that she has had up there that have said some disgusting things, and Natasha does nothing about, including one that, hint, 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 might be a clue as to who called my parents. But I'll let you guys figure out which one. Yeah, and I'm going to be cryptic about it, because I'm angry at this. I swear to you guys, this person is responsible for doing much more than what should. I know it in my bones. So if anybody else has had phone calls, yeah. But this person, like some of the things that she allows, and she's just playing on her phone. She's not even listening. And you have people saying the most vile things. I have a clip of one of them literally, like, they want to talk about don't talk about parenting. Don't. I have clips of her or her panel guests literally saying the most vile things about multiple people in our community and their parenting. Literally saying they're bad parents. One of the panel guests said that Jessica Lynn should be locked up because she's such a bad parent. And her reasoning for it doesn't make sense. I happen to think that Granny's Watching is a great mom. If you even go to her Amazon wish list, because Natasha brought it up once, and you could tell Natasha was quite disappointed because if you're going through it, it's all stuff for her kids, or cleaning stuff to clean the house and stuff. Like, it's not really stuff for her. So Natasha, like, the point she proved is that, she didn't prove her point, quite the opposite. But I do have a clip of this woman saying that. And I have a clip of Natasha when a whole bunch of other people. There's more. I mean, she's literally gone on rants about Alicia, about Lindsay. I mean, you name the creator, she's gone on rants about their parenting. End of story. And she has no accountability for her behavior because she has no morals. Right. And I can't diagnose or, I obviously I can't. And I do think the word narcissist gets thrown around too much. I don't think that everybody is a narcissist. But, if you look at the textbook definition of like a sociopath, she checks off a lot of those things. Honest to God, she does. Like, she doesn't think the rules apply to her. People are very replaceable. You look down that clinical list, go get the DSM, the current one, and, go look at that, or the nurse, like, a lot of stuff fits. Obviously I'm not a professional and I cannot do anything like that, but it's true. It's true. It's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, she has to be her own boss, Captain Lee. She wouldn't be able to work for somebody else because nobody would put up with that. Because she has to make the rules. She has to be in charge. And people are like, well, if she had to be in charge, she wouldn't be comfortable being on other people's panels. Well, no. She puppeteers these other channels. Do you know how pathetic Kelly the Advocate sounded yesterday? I have never heard anything so pathetic in my entire life. It was disturbing. Even Dorothy isn't that pathetic. Sucking up to her and being like, oh yes, master, what can I do for you now? I am your greatest Death Eater. We're all over here, nobody's destroying Horcruxes. Nobody's fogging your channel. I'm just an analogy. Hi, Melanie. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying though, is that, and she also allows her panel guests to say things. The clips I have the most of is her talking about Granny's Watching, but she did talk. Yeah, she talked quite a bit about Alicia, actually. Yeah. Yep. Wait, government assistant. Yeah. So the person who threatened to call government assistance, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them, because they're not joking. They will. If we're talking about the same person, this person likes to make phone calls. But why is everyone who has NC on channel get private, right? Do you mean like their videos go private right after? Well, most probably because Natasha is absolutely awful on their channels and they can't have that video up because it really doesn't look good. Like, I don't mean to be rude or mean, right? So I really don't. But if I was, somebody looking for an advocate and I went onto Kelly's channel, trying to check this, feel somebody out to see if I wanted to hire them, and I saw what happened last night on there, there's no way in hell I'd hire them. Like, that's not a good look. As for Dorothy, I think even Dorothy was getting a little annoyed with her today. So, I mean, I'll give her that. I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due. Dorothy sounded very irritated today. And I know that she's dealing with some stuff too. But that's not what I'm talking about. Let's see. Right. Well, she's played very personal voicemails and stuff like that. The thing with Siren was disgusting. Yep. Yeah, NC is Voldemort and YouTube. Right, it's Harry Potter. Thank you. You get it. This Captain Lee gets it. Yeah, she's mocked. Yeah, and just her behavior is just very predatory and just wrong. Yeah. So Rose, yeah, okay. The second person in your comment there, I'm not. What I will say though is that there are some people on here and I don't want to use names for this one, but guys, if YouTube has put you in a place where you're like, your mental health has been like severely impacted, that might be a message to you to maybe not go around picking fights with other people on here. Because if you can't take it, you shouldn't dish it. Nobody deserves what Natasha gives out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying poking the Natasha bear. I'm talking about anybody else, or Dorothy, because Dorothy is her own breed of nasty. But Dorothy. Well, now that Natasha's here, if Dorothy continues the way she's doing and talking, I felt bad. I felt bad for CJ today because, who did she have? Dorothy had somebody on panel, and this person was just talking, and obviously, they were talking about their whatever they were talking about, but Dorothy can't prove any of that, and you're not saying, in my opinion. So when people hear something on panel, people just assume it's fact, when really, I don't know. It bothered me. I was not a fan of that, and I was glad to see that there were people trying to go in there and defend Country Joe. I considered it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get blocked immediately if I do, and then I ended up just trying to, give her words of support elsewhere, because I did not like how that went down at all. And yeah, I don't think that's appropriate. I am just, hold on, using names. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, well, as long as you might get what I'm trying to say then, Rose, about that other person there. Wait, hold on. I like CJ a lot. I always have liked CJ. I think CJ has actual content, which, and that's really hilarious. I don't know if any of you guys were watching Natasha just now, but she's like, these people aren't content creators. Bitch, what are you? What do you create besides drama? At least I make videos. Do you know how long those videos take me? Like, that 4-minute video took me 2 hours, guys. 2 hours. So I don't really know what she's like. They're not creators. Well, what are you? You don't do anything. Crafton and Kim have their thing that they do, which is creative and really unique. Country Joe does. A lot of people have interesting things that they do that takes prep and research and is creating something. So I don't really know what she's talking about. Because if anybody isn't a creator, I would, besides drama, I mean, yeah, she creates drama and chaos and hatred and, hate mongering. And, for lack of a better word, I don't even know what gang stalking is, but if anybody's gang stalking, it's her and her goons. Nobody here gives a fuck. Hold on. Wait. I missed something that I want. Yeah, it upset me that CJ, yeah. Yeah, right. And I agree with you, Julian Jackson. I see it. Someone needs to do a recliner. She needs to go. What is the final Horcrux? What has to go for Natasha to go away for good? I need to know. And no, guys, I don't understand what her supporters don't understand about the fact that none of us are capable of taking her down. It doesn't work like that. And they can write as many letters as they want to YouTube legal. I've actually heard of another creator that did that. Not really effective. Pretty sure they don't care. And it's like, see, nobody cares. Also with writing a police report that you feel uncomfortable about a man that you've never met on the internet who isn't bothering you at all. The police, they'll just be like, see, nobody cares. And they have actual work to do. So I suggest you sit down and shut the fuck up. That's what I wanted to scream yesterday. Sorry, not sorry. Hi, Diamonds and Pearls, and Baroness Fahrenheit, of course, and Chowder. But no, that just made me so angry. Because why are you going to go what is the purpose of that? Because somebody used analytics? Is that a crime now to use analytics? I learned to do that. I'm in grad school right now learning to do that. So I really like to know if that's a crime that I should call my local police department. When companies are doing it to you 24 hours a day, you agree to it when you sign up for YouTube. I can see a lot about people as a demographic, I can't, if you pay for advertisements, you can see more. But obviously I wouldn't be paying for advertisements on here. But if I was to, the business strategy, if you're a business that comes onto YouTube, they suggest not monetizing. I found that interesting. I read that today in my textbook. Why don't NC supporters understand NC knows why? Right. Well, X amount of words. That's what's so frustrating is that she said today, and she said many times that she doesn't care if she doesn't get her channels back. All she cares about is that she brings down everybody else that's broken terms of service. So she's admitting that she broke terms of service. So that's the reason. So I didn't break terms of service. None of us broke them on your channel. You broke them. So that doesn't make sense to me. Take accountability, bitch. Like that's the end of story. And she acts, I can't with her crying. The sad fishing, I need my PayPal. Right, why? Because you can't go onto Amazon and buy 2 mini chainsaws for no fucking reason. Well, have you used them, or are they still in the box? Like, I can imagine that her trailer is full of stuff that she's never used, that she probably tries to resell. I bet, does she have like an eBay page or something? Like, I bet you'd find a lot of the shit that she buys from Amazon on there. Because she got 2 of them because they were on sale. That's a sound logic right there. Really sound logic for something that you would never, ever, ever use. Yeah, right. People have been flagged, reported. Right, Baroness Fahrenheit. And that's what I'm saying. Because she does mobilize her audience. So, I would be willing to bet that Kim and Crafting, Granny's Watching, channels like that have been, mass reported before. I would be willing to bet my bottom dollar that they have. But nothing's happened, right? Nothing's happened because that doesn't work. It doesn't work. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. Natasha would have been brought down a long time ago. If that's how it worked. If it was that easy to take somebody down, it would have happened a long time ago. Because Natasha has a lot of people that don't like her. Because she fucked people over on Facebook and then got booted from there, and now she's fucked people over on YouTube. For like multiple cycles of like people, and it just continues. I really hope that people do, because there are other communities on here, right? That could give people very similar content if they like Natasha. I mean, there's other places for people that, I'm willing to accept new people, honestly. Like, I don't care I supported Natasha for a while too. So I don't necessarily judge for that. Now, if I've seen you being a piece of shit, like, I might side eye you a little bit. Yeah. But I don't judge too harshly. I'm weird. I judge for weird reasons, but not for that. Yeah. Too many. Let's see. Yeah, I'm telling you, she probably has a lot of stuff. Yeah, Laurie, you could tell Dorothy was a little upset when Natasha started with the swearing and the bullying. You could hear it in her voice. She was like, "Oh, no, this was not what I wanted." But of course, Natasha, is in the driver's seat, and Natasha makes the rules, and Natasha dictates, what is and is not going to happen on that channel. In fact, I'm not going to say it because I don't know this is fact. But there were some clues dropped here and there that made me think that maybe she's given Natasha access to that channel, like on, independently. But I'm not sure. And I forget the example that kind of was like, oh, that's interesting. I forget what it was. Let's see. What's with refunding people money for goods they sold and did not have on hand? Do you think those folks will get it back? How many are afraid to speak up? Yeah. I think a lot of people are probably would be very scared to speak up. I think people have seen what happens to people that are that speak out. And at this point, her new flex is threatening with legal action, which she's not going to do, guys. By the way, I just want to make that very, very clear. She really has no grounds to do that. I haven't done anything wrong, so if she wants to, it's not going to work, and nobody else has either. So miss me with that, bitch. That feels good to say. I like that. So. Wait, when she stopped chat, when she was saying she was going to, I don't know if she actually did stop chat. I doubt it. But yeah, people probably are afraid. I wouldn't blame them, because, the minute that, if you've been somebody who's been a supporter of hers for, a while, or somebody who's donated a lot of money to her, if she sees you elsewhere, she can't handle it. She hates it. She hates it, and she can't stomach it. So honestly, people would have to change their name on here. And I feel bad saying it. Because I did. So yeah, it sounded good, Roddy Mama, because I am full stinger mode. I do not care anymore. I really don't. I don't care about these people that are cruel and, downright evil, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I do not care about them at all, or their feelings, if, they can't give other people, not even just creators that, go at them, or, just their subs, that common decency. I don't have respect for that. I don't. And I've just heard so much lately that I'm just so angry about, like, because I can't imagine. I'm sure that after last night, like, I'm sure Crafton and Kim got a lot of hate sent their way. I can't even imagine what their email looked like this morning. But they're inciting hate and telling people to do things that are like, illegal thing against people that don't deserve that. And they were really trying to mobilize it. And what really got me was when Natasha said that somebody who was a longtime supporter of hers had somebody outside her home. That's so ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, because certainly there couldn't be any other reason for somebody to be outside your home or knocking on your door. Surely it has to be because of YouTube. Surely, because there's no other reason possible. And people were buying into that. And they were like, oh my God, oh, that's so horrible. Oh, these people are awful. Call the police. Like all of these things that were just inciting people to take actions that doesn't need to be taken. It's ridiculous. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. And it's, who believes that? Like, and Natasha probably knows that she can get away with that because she cons her audience all the time into thinking that stuff's happening that isn't happening. She did something today too. I cannot remember what it was, but there was one that I was like, okay, yeah, that's a con. Who would make a comment in a channel that was just an innocent person she didn't like? Yeah, right? Right? Yeah. Actually, T. Adams, I actually changed my name once because of that. Because I was like, oh God, I don't know what I did to poke the bear here, but yeah, she yelled at me once. And this was before I even supported her. This was like the first time I kind of like ventured into her chat, and it was bad. It was bad. And I don't even remember what I did to piss her off. I think she misread something I wrote. I don't even remember. The lady lies every time she opens her mouth. She sure does, Melanie. She sure, and inciting hate. But the problem is that these people are really angry, and she knows that. So a lot of people, and I don't think that's a lie. I think that, her community does mean a lot to some people. Like, I do believe that. And hi, Nanax. And I do believe that. And unfortunately, they're already angry. They already think that, we took her channels away. We are the reason that they don't have anywhere to go. And then to say those things and make people afraid in their own homes, making people think that, we are sending people to their homes and stalking them and inciting fear in them. Why are you doing that? None of your subs need to be afraid of that. And you're making your own subs afraid for no reason. I don't give a fuck who supports her. I don't care what these people's names are. I don't care about any of those things. I've never, Dorothy says her full name all the time. I've never so much as Googled it because I don't care. And they do believe everything she says. And what bothers me though, is that she made people afraid. Because people genuinely thought, because they heard it from her and Kelly, who they trust. And she knows that, Kelly doesn't really have a whole lot of credibility left, but I think I don't know. I think Natasha likes to think she does. That people will be like, oh, well, she's an advocate, so if she's agreeing with Natasha, it must be true. But, I use the word advocate very loosely, or else you're advocating for, hatred and fear and just all around bad behavior, then yes, sure. But it's so stupid because, none of these people deserve to feel afraid. And they believe that. They truly believe that, I don't remember if it was, that Crafton is sending strangers to their home because they support Natasha. For what? Like, what is the purpose? Can somebody explain to me what the purpose of that is? Why would it matter? Like, why would any of us want to go to anybody's home? None of us would do that. It's just so silly. Hi, Turtle Gum. I said hi to you earlier. Yeah, an advocate for what? For what? For Natasha? Kelly, the Natasha advocate? Because that's what it is at this point, and it's not a good look, my friend. Not a good look. Like, seriously. I didn't really have an opinion on her prior, but I do know, and I remember where I knew Dorothy from, guys. I did remember it. So over the summer, and I think it was around like July 4th, there's that guy, Lewis, right? So I used to listen to Critical K, and he came up in my recommended. So I clicked on it, and Dorothy was up on panel, ranting and raving. And I was like, I know that's where I heard her. And she was ranting about Kelly. And I was like, oh, okay. And all of the arguments that they made about Kelly that I listened to that night actually are not wrong. If I'm honest, they're not wrong. So I'll give her that. But, I'm tired of the card of, people using like, well, nothing I say, I wouldn't be supporting. That's what I said the other day. She was like, well, my son is gay and I wouldn't support Natasha if she was homophobic. That doesn't give you the authority to say that something is or isn't offensive. I can't say whether something is or isn't offensive. Just because something doesn't bother one person from a particular community doesn't mean you can speak for all of them. And she's speaking, and she uses that card a lot if you've listened to her. And even Dorothy pointed that out way back when. And I don't know why they made like an alliance. I don't know if that was hate bonding. I really don't know. But, I can't see Dorothy just putting aside all of that hatred. But maybe she does. I don't know. I don't understand her thinking anyways. Because clearly Snorthy doesn't think rationally all the time. That's for sure. Yeah, it's getting bad. And hold on. Yeah, she's not a representation of a Southern woman. I think it's an act. I've told people that. I think she tries to make herself as relatable as possible. And she tries to put on this facade that she is, she tries to blend in with her target audience, and she does very well at it, because people will see a woman like her, with all the crosses behind her and all of those things, and they'll be like, oh well, this is my people, and my people don't behave like that, so surely I can trust this woman. It's all a con. She knows exactly what she's doing. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm very comfortable saying that. Of course, it's my opinion, but I'm borderline saying it's fact. That she because you'll tell, like, those crosses are all clustered behind her recliner. Now, yes, on another part of the room, there are another cluster, because it's not for the room's, like, aesthetic thing, because it doesn't look good. There's another cluster of crosses, but apparently this is where her recliner used to be. So there's that explanation. In fact, I'm really glad I found that explanation and I saw that in some videos, because it just brings my whole argument back to being valid. And I'm just, yeah, I don't know anyone like her in real life either. And she knows that there are vulnerable people online, and she takes full advantage of that 100%. And I think it's gross. And she can't handle anybody else having any sort of success. She's yeah, I'm waiting for those crosses to start spinning and hit her in the face. Like, honestly, like I'm sure they want to take flight at this point and get as far away from her as possible. Now, I'm not a religious person, but I know people that are, and yeah, she certainly doesn't behave in a way that would be congruent to the teachings of what I'm familiar with, the teachings of Christianity and stuff like that. Yeah, she is just a whole, I can't, like, I'm just so tired of it, because people are getting hurt, and it's like, if nobody here wants, well, I wouldn't say nobody here wants her gone. I think that's a lie. Hi, Kellyanne. I don't particularly care, but she broke the rules. You break the rules, you have the consequences. Like, it really shouldn't be rocket science here. But I don't, and I know she's not delusional. She knows. But I don't know what she's trying to get. I think she's trying to put as much chaos as she can on the way. She doesn't care who she hurts on the way down. She just wants everybody to hurt like she does. And she is flailing. She's flailing like a giant baby, kicking and screaming and crying and sad fishing and all of those. Because how dare anybody give their money to anybody but her? None of those people owe you anything, bitch. Like, shut up. Like, honestly. If people want to donate to her, that's their decision. But, like, the fact that you literally play with emotions and you can, construct these scenarios under which, people will feel for you because there are generous, kind people here, and give you money. Yeah, she does. And she doesn't care, Kellyanne. She does not care. She thinks that she does nothing wrong. She thinks that she is. And you know what? I was thinking to myself, I watched some of her makeup thing today, and I don't know if anybody else did. I usually have a good sense of it. It does. I did not, from like the 10 minutes I watched, and I did not feel like she was putting the price up too much, because Siren did a great video, guys, last night. I don't know if it's still up, but if you haven't, on Siren's channel, he has a really great video with a huge spreadsheet, like really explaining the whole makeup thing. Because of course she's saying it's lies, but the fact that she cares means that it's probably not wrong. Her reaction to it alone lets me know that he's probably not wrong on this. So if you haven't checked that out, that's a great video to go look at. He really goes in depth with it. He did a lot of research. I'm impressed. But yeah, he put it all out there for and just like really specifically. But from what I saw today, it didn't seem like she was overcharging for the items I saw. Now, what I think that is in response to that video, but also because she's trying to get rid of it while she can. She probably has boxes upon boxes upon boxes of stuff, and she wants to sell it, like, because otherwise she's just going to get stuck with it. So, screw upselling it. She's just going to try to get rid of it as fast as possible. So, people might have gotten some deals today, but like, the long story short, you shouldn't be buying it from her anyway. You don't know where she's getting that from. You really don't. I don't trust it. I could go into a whole video about the scam that is the skincare industry and why it is and what people need to look for, because that is another YouTube rabbit hole that I suggest people. I went down that one day and I've never looked back, and I've actually never spent more money than I need to on skincare after that either. Never. I stick with just basics because everything's a scam. But yeah, like, it is just unbelievable. Yeah, Siren did a great job. Rody Gal. I don't know if Mod wants, I don't know if you can drop a link to a video. If you can, if somebody wants to drop that for him. But yeah, about the sales tax, right? And Roddy Mama, good point. Sales tax is a big thing. So there have been companies that have gotten in big trouble for not taking into account sales tax. In fact, there was a whole thing about it. It feels like it was like 2 years ago. It was probably more like 10 years ago. But yeah, you can't do that. And she's not, and she's not reporting her income in the proper places. Like, come on, there's no way. Hey, Navigator. There's no way she is. And she's just, everything to her is a money grab. Everything. And do you think, like, I just want to scream in people's faces. If Natasha is buying something wholesale, right? She is not selling it to you at a discount. She is selling it to you at more than she paid for it to make a profit. That's how business works. But I just want people to realize that, if you can find things cheaper elsewhere, and the message I want to give, and I don't know which subscriber this is, because Parker did come on once, and I now I'm gonna see what Parker does, and because I don't want to, if I support her doing her own thing. I will say that, but she was defending Natasha's makeup sales, and she said that one of the subscribers, and I don't know which one, would come on, and she would buy a lot of the makeup and she would donate it to homeless shelters. Now, here's what I have a problem with. At first I thought maybe I was just being a terrible person for thinking that that's not good. Well, here's why, right? So I understand, like, if it's a women's shelter, putting some makeup on kind of gets somebody feeling better about themselves. And that's great. But drugstore brand makeup, you could get your dollar would go a long way, much longer way doing it that way. But also, if you're donating these fancy, like, makeup palettes and skincare to homeless shelters, just give them the money that you're spending on it. They could use that to, buy things that, these people experiencing homelessness actually need, like socks or warm clothes or, hygiene products. They don't need expensive makeup palettes. That didn't make sense to me. And I did, because, my mom does a lot of homeless outreach, and I really wanted to come on here and be like, hey, if you want to, like, give your money, if you want to help people in need, here's how. Giving them fancy, makeup palettes is not going to help them. Even if you wanted to give them makeup to like a women's shelter, which I actually don't think that's a bad idea entirely. But you could buy stuff at like Walmart and make that dollar go a much longer way than buying these fancy palettes. Like, if somebody's homeless, like, they don't have a place to put makeup on. Yeah, like personal care stuff, Lorianne. Exactly. That I was just confused by that whole thing. I was like, that doesn't make her sound like, any better. Like, no, I'm not knocking that person. I just think that their money could go, if they really want to make a difference, there's better ways to do it than, giving Natasha money. Yeah, socks. Socks are a big thing. Everybody could use more socks. Everybody. And socks are definitely something that would. Yeah, right. Yeah, starving and cold, but right. And even if you just wanted to give that money to the shelter and let them get the stuff that they need. I mean, I don't know. I guess, I can't knock the thought. And at first I thought like I was a terrible person for thinking that. I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't say this. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I think that it could go, that money would go a long way. But she is she still on? Is she still crying and sad fishing? And, I'm sure she has a PayPal pool going. Yeah, wet wipes and toothpaste and toothbrushes are absolutely, Lorianne. Yep. There's a lot of items that people really need. Just basic things that, we just take for a lot. Well, not all of us, but, many of us take for granted. I know that, I might not be, my financial situation might not be, the best on the planet, but, I'm very blessed. When I look at the big picture of the world, like, I have all of my needs that a lot of people can't say the same. So, Detective Turtlegum, are we really going to go down this road again? Although, that is an item that, that's one that probably could be a good one for donating. So, yeah, and not even, there's a, right. And whose channel? Well, Kellyanne Snorthy's clapback channel, which I don't understand why she needs another channel to clap back. She just sits there and claps on all of her channels. And nobody even claps at her. Like, nobody was clapping, and she just, starts clapping for no reason. So she's on that one, as far as I know. I don't know if people finally got bored. It was just a pity fest. It was just, all of this. Oh, Natasha, you've been betrayed. Oh, Parker, oh, that's so awful. Why would she do that to you? These people took away your channels and your livelihood and your way of making money. And, oh, this is just so terrible, Natasha. And, oh, we hate these people. I literally got a screenshot. What did it say? Hold on. It was that disturbing. Hold on. I had to screenshot it. It was that disturbing. Where was it? Hold on, guys. Let me find it. And I don't usually screenshot comments. Oh, yes, guys. I don't know if Kim and Crafton are still in here, but if you are, our good friend Lavina Cordelia, which I know we've all seen around, says, what really infuriates me is these idiots like Kim and Crafton think it's up to them to decide whose channel we are allowed to watch. Let the viewers decide. Bitch, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear yourself? Yeah, sorry. I literally laughed out loud. I'm like, Kim and Crafton haven't told anybody who they need to watch. That's your master. That's your person. That's the person that you're supporting that, dictates where you should and should not go. Certainly not Kim and Crafton. And guys, Kim and Crafton, like, for the 1000th time, Kim and Crafton did not take down Natasha, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sure they would have liked to, but they don't have the power to just say, I don't want your channel here. Like, they have to be doing something wrong. Yeah, right? I forgot you had done that too, Kim. I had never heard you say that I can't go somewhere. There were a few other really good ones that I've been, because I have been. That lady, NC is Queen. That's another fun one. Dorothy and Natasha are the best and most adored creators around. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. I spent most of my afternoon doing that, and I know that they'll make fun of that, and I really don't care. You guys do, and I really appreciate you guys, dropping my link. I know that Dorothy's been very salty that she ever, drop my link, but I do appreciate it. I actually just I think I'm very close to 800. I'm like at 796 maybe, and I would love to break 800 tonight. I would love that, because like I said, guys, this is my drama channel, and this is full stinger mode, no fucks given, and nobody is safe if they kick me. Turtle Gum, what is your obsession with those things? I can rock with camel toe things. That's fine. That doesn't disgust me as much. Why is Natasha's voice in my ear? Oh, it's because it was a screenshot. Yeah, because I'm putting together some really good videos too. I actually have a full-length Natasha Cooper documentary coming out that I've been working on for months. I've been working on that since I started my channel. It is at this point 30 minutes long. It is a complete timeline from Facebook to here to where we are now. I have to add the most recent events, but I've stopped working on it here and there. It's very frustrating to make videos. But I will be doing a watch party for that when I premiere that, because it's a long one. But it is, if anybody has any questions about like anything that has gone on since like the get-go, like this is stuff I've gathered from people that have known her since like day one on here. There are people that have done a lot of work for me to get me this information, so I'm very excited about it. Um, whose channel will host the big reveal? Which reveal? Wait, what happened? Is there something else? From what I know, Parker is now public enemy number one. Because she wants to have a channel of her own. Imagine that. Imagine somebody wanting to have a channel of their own and, is successful. I know, Natasha, that's just not acceptable. That just won't do, right? Not even your daughter. I mean, I'm sorry. Okay. No, shut up, Emma. No children being brought into it. I won't. Okay. I won't do that. I'm not going there tonight. But I think we all know what I'm thinking. I chimed in to the channel NC is on, and for a second she was talking about oh yeah. I haven't seen her either, not hate but truth, actually. You know what? I don't think I've seen her either. There's a few people I haven't seen in a while that I think about, because a lot of your guys' screen names cross my mind from time to time, and I'm like, who I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm like, I hope they're okay. But there are some people who, there's another mod who left, Louise. Yeah. Does anybody know who the other mod who left was? Natasha was having a hissy fit because Parker left the group chat. I know. Big dramatic exit, but somebody else left too. I don't know who. And I don't know. I don't have any guesses either as to who it would have been, who is now finally maybe smart enough to take a step back. Because and I guess Parker made a post saying, people on the other side come get to know me. And like, I think that's fair. I mean, even if she is supporting Natasha, I think it's important to get to know people. I do. I think that's fair. But Natasha can't have that. Natasha's like, nope, that's an olive branch. And that means that she's, not against me, because you're either all for Natasha or you're against her. There is no in between. I learned that very fast, very recently. It was like, you can't just make peace with Natasha. There is no peace with Natasha. You either support her or you don't. You can't be neutral. There is no neutrality. So this is why I am just full stinger mode, 0 fucks given. I will take the anti-position. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Oh, you're fine. Okay. At when? Broken Justice, you must be in a different time zone than me. What time zone are you in? Because I will certainly go over for that. Because I think that, you should, because I actually don't even know her issue with you, to be honest with you, and I don't even think she could tell me. But yeah, just let me know. Because 9:15, it is 9:47 local time where I am. So 9:15 was like a while ago. I'm guessing you're in a different time zone. But if you are, I will end this so people can head over there. Because if you need the support, then my hive is here and available. For sure, because Dorothy, people are coming out of the woodwork to speak their truth about Dorothy. Let me tell you, like her time, she's burned. That's another one that's burned people from all over the world, and all, for no reason either. Like, at least Natasha's predictable. Dorothy is not predictable. Dorothy is like a loose cannon. Apparently she doesn't give a fuck what I say about her, so I'll just continue. I'll continue. And apparently she was talking about me in the wee hours of the morning. So I don't really know quite what it is. But I do need to. There is a channel, guys, that I do need, who is like basically archiving everything that Dorothy says that's just absolutely awful. And oh my God, what is their name? Because they actually got some of that stuff for me today. And I said, I don't even know if they really care about building a channel, but I'm still going to give them a shout out anyways. Oh my God, what are they called? They're called 1-800-Fraudbusters. So I don't know if I think they only have like 6 subscribers, but if any, they have a lot of Dorothy archives. So if you want to hear Dorothy being absolutely awful before she dirty deletes it, this person's on it. They're on the case. But yeah, if did Broken Justice clarify whether they were in a different time zone? I'm guessing that they are. I just want to make sure that I have a time in hand. Yeah, right, Caffeinated Slug. I was thinking the same thing, and I felt bad. I felt like I was a horrible person. Yeah, Nikki, I agree, and I almost felt bad about it, but at the same time, like, she's not going to come on here and talk shit about me and like make up lies about me over and other people over and over and over again, because I'm not going to stand for it. She needs to stop. It needs to be stopped. And it's such just these delusional things. Like, she thinks everybody is against her. I saw that, Julie and Jackson. I actually got a couple clips of that. She said that she just wanted to be home just for this afternoon, but she's going to go back tomorrow. Like, I don't know how that, she's in the same country as me, and that's not how healthcare works where, on my part. I mean, no, no, not, definitely not. Like, my sister, had surgery recently. I've had all, with all my back surgeries, like, that's planned in advance. Yeah. Michelle, could you drop 1-800-Fraudbusters link too, if you get a chance, or somebody? They only, I don't even think, I think they're just archiving. I don't know who they are. I feel like there's somebody that I would recognize, like a name, and this is just like their other channel. But yes, they archive Dorothy's stuff before she dirty deletes it, which is great. So, because I would miss it, because that's what she does. She goes in the mornings, like the wee hours of the morning, and she'll talk all the shit that she wants, and she'll, get all of that misinformation out there, and then she'll delete it. So most of the time I don't know, or else somebody tells me. But apparently she has been talking about me quite a bit. So, there's that. But I really don't care. She can, if people actually believe her, Dorothy, sweetie, I've had people that are in your chat pretty heavily, and that, support you. I'm not going to tell you who. But they've emailed me, and they've said that they don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth about me. Just so you know, like, they think you're unhinged. And, they support you and they like you, but that they just don't believe the shit you're saying about me. So there's that. Hold on. Yeah, she signed herself out of the hospital. Like, who? I don't understand how you can do that, but then go back like another day, and then I don't know. Like, I have no words for that. Hey, Tammy. I have no words. But yes, it is just insane. Did I call the ambulance? Dude, I wish I could afford an ambulance ride. You know how fucking expensive those are? Like, I don't, even with insurance. I'm telling you guys, I'm not gonna go into details as to how or why this circumstance happened. But back in like 2013, I was very close to dying. And but my parents chose to bring me to the emergency room themselves rather than call an ambulance. Even in that situation, we live very close by to a hospital, but even in that circumstance, and plus I think my parents figured that they could get me there faster. That was scary. I have that date tattooed on my side to, hopefully remind me, but it hasn't worked so far. Case discussion, I'm not sure what it is. I feel like I heard her, I don't want to do like hearsay, but I feel like I heard her say the word stint in her arm. I'm not familiar with that kind of stuff. So I'm not really sure. But I mean, I know she does have a lot of health issues. I don't think that's a lie. I think she does. Hi, Betsy. Yeah, that was not a good time in my life. Not a good time. Yeah. So I have the date. What is it? Oh no, is it 11/14/2012? And I have a skeleton too over there. But yeah, it was eye-opening, and it definitely, yeah. So it was definitely scary. It makes you value how fast life, you can be here, and then, blink of an eye, you're not here. But I think a lot of us have been humbled that way, unfortunately. Yeah. So if Broken Justice is going live, I believe she's probably an hour behind me, right? Am I right? So that would be at my time, 10:15. So I'll end by then, so people can go over and give her some support. Because Dorothy has been absolutely vile to her, and is just, I don't remember, is that the one that is, because Dorothy says that everybody doxes her, and then she says she can only be doxed once, and then she said somebody doxed, and then I saw the example of what apparently was doxed, and I'm like, that's not really doxing. So I don't really know what's going on with all of that. I think it depends on what suits her narrative. Hi, Ladybug. I have no idea, Ginger, so I'm not familiar with that outpatient. Okay. I mean, who knows? I'm not a doctor, so I really don't understand any of that. She's okay. Madhouse heard. Okay. Yeah, because I when I hear that kind of stuff, it just goes in one ear and out the other. I mean, if you want to ask me about spine surgery, I mean, I can tell you all about spine surgery, but that's the only surgery I've ever had. Yeah, Jessica doxed her son's ear. Outrageous. Like, nobody, how do you dox somebody's ear? I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. and her obsession with some people is just uncalled for. Now, I will say, like, I don't, you know, guys, the fact of the matter is Jess didn't do anything to her to get her started on that, like, at all. I think what upset her, I think there were some things that did upset her, but none of those things were things that Jess did. I think it was just the fact that Jess grew as fast as she did. And she felt, I don't know, she felt slighted by that some way, but Dorothy started, just like Dorothy started this with me. Dorothy started this with Granny's watching too. Like, nobody was clapping at Dorothy. I wasn't clapping at Dorothy. Jess wasn't clapping at Dorothy. Dorothy just started clapping for no fucking reason, like a fucking lunatic. Hi, Reality Bites, and shut the F up, Donnie. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I don't mean to be rude about that, but like, the more I thought about it, I was like, well, how did that even start with Jess? And then I was like, you know what? She just kind of came out of the blue one day and just started like with this rant for an entire weekend. Now, the other person that she said some really awful stuff about, and I need to find the clips from it, is the night that she dragged the salty bitch. That one was really bad too. That was one of the worst rants I've seen her go on with. It was that, and that was the night that Christiane was stuck up on panel with her, and you could tell Christiane wanted to get as far away from that as humanly possible. I think she actually managed to be like, I'm driving and I don't have service. So, but yeah, that was a bad night. I just remember it because I remember Christiane was up there and then like got away from her as fast as humanly possible. You can email me. Yes, it is beeplus44@gmail.com. I do need to check my emails. I did see that a lot of, hi, Voice for the Voiceless. And Allison, I know that a lot of people have emailed me, and I need to check my email. I've been, hesitant to do so because I have gotten some not so nice ones recently, but I really don't care at this point. Like, it's all a game to these people, and they hate me for no reason. So if they want to hate me for no reason, then I really, they have no grounds. Like, you know what, fuck them. So that is my whole attitude on it. You finally found the clip where she admitted her problem with me, she was blocked from our chat. Right? Oh, Kim, you're another one. Yeah, I mean, you don't really even have to slight her at all. A perceived slight is the thing with the wish lists is what really got her for some. And what really was weird is that she started going on and on and on and on and on about the fact that Jess was purposely trying to slight her during like Christmas time or something. Well, that was new because when I had spoken to her about wish list thing, she never mentioned that to me, and then she started like suddenly came up with that narrative and started running with it when when I was like, where did that even come from? I don't even know where that came from, but that, yeah. Oh, you have the Salty dragging one, Amber? Yeah, that was awful. The stuff that she said about Salty and her daughter were absolutely like unforgivable and unacceptable. I was really disgusted. I didn't even know who she was. I mean, I'm not familiar with that community. I've subscribed to many of them now, but yeah. And I'm not surprised. That sounds like it's right up her MO. And, she's done the same. I believe that, I mean, she's turned on quite a lot of people. She's like, well, right. And Kelly just runs with everything though, Betsy. And that's the problem. Kelly hears something and she decides that it's like complete fact. And she just goes with it. And, she's kind of like the hype man. And she'll validate whatever somebody wants you to say. T. Adams, I believe that she has changed her reason a few times because that's one of them. Well, right. She thinks that my melody was Vivian, right? Yeah, Dorothy, that wasn't a thing. Okay. I have it on like very reliable sources too. That wasn't a thing. And I'm almost certain of that. And I think that whoever told you that it was Vivian just wanted you to they counted on you going crazy about it, which you did. You did not disappoint. I hope I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she's under a different name now, but I don't believe that was Vivian. Because the person that told me that it wasn't, I trust, and they wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't see that in real time, but who would do that? Why would somebody do that? It doesn't matter. Yeah. I saw sort of the replay and she's like, look, it's Vivian. You hear them whispering, it's going down. Like, I was like, oh my God. And her dog's barking. She's like, I know that dog. And that dog is Vivian's dog. I spent hours. And then she got mad. And that was when Broken Justice went up there and then she lost her mind. Yeah. Um, yeah, she said a lot of really awful stuff that she claims that she did not say. And like I said, I have apologized 1,000 times. I did not handle that situation the way that I should have. I should have gotten out of there immediately. Anybody who spoke to me privately at that point, which some of you guys were, you guys know how torn I was. You guys know how that affected me, and that honestly, when she turned on me, I was like, thank God. Um, but I didn't appreciate the fact that she told my entire story of stuff that I didn't want to put on YouTube, like without my permission, because that's my story to tell, not yours, Dorothy. And you didn't even tell it right. Not everything is a conspiracy about you. You're not that important. I'm sorry. I mean, persecution, delusions of grandeur mixed with delusions of persecution. I mean, it's not a good look. Right, Joe Madre, exactly. Like, our healthcare system is very backed up right now, at least in the United States, especially with everything with the C word and everything. So I don't believe that you can just like have surgery, like concierge surgery on demand. I don't think it works like that. But who knows? Let's see, counting footsteps. Oh, is there another creator that does that? Oh boy. Yeah, there's some weirdos on here. I'm not going to lie. I am a weirdo, though. Like, weirdos in a bad way. I always want to write weirdo, but then I'm like, I am definitely, like, the queen weirdo. Let's see. Yeah, there's just a lot of people here need to stop. And I'm glad that there are people in this community that have big mouths and are willing to speak up, because, I'm not always the loudest person. I can be loud. But there are some forces to be reckoned with in our community that are not going to be silent any longer. Myself being one of them. I am a force to be reckoned with. Like, don't fuck with me. Like, if you want to come at me, I might choose to spare you from my wrath, but that'll be a choice. Or I'll come back at you. But, none of it is because I'm passive or because I'm, not capable of defending myself or clapping back. I just choose not to sometimes. But, this is fun. This can be a nice outlet for me, right? I'm not playing games with these people. Yeah, voices, like, I don't know anybody that can do that. That doesn't make sense to me. I wasn't aware that you could do that kind of thing, or like, check yourself out of the hospital, but then go back like 2 days later. Like, they need that bed usually. Like, I don't understand that. So something doesn't add up, Dorothy. Is there a conspiracy theory? Kim, are you involved in this? It must be. It must be. It must be all Kim and Crafton's fault. All Kim and Crafton's fault. It's always Kim and Crafton's fault. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this place is over. Yeah, it's time to clean up these streets, honestly. Like, I almost miss how it was a year ago. I would gladly take am I right? Did I hear that Mysterious Case Files is back? Is Brittany back? I feel like I heard somewhere that she is. And I was like, "Oh, well, now yeah, I never had a problem with her. I watched her. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened with all of I do remember kind of what happened, but not the things. But yeah, I feel like, is she back? Somebody said that she's back. And I don't, that's hearsay though. I think, yeah, the turtle gum. Oh, she's back. Okay. All right. That was one of the people that was here when I first kind of came on here. She was one of the people on here. I remember her and Natasha had a thing back and forth. And that's about the extent of what I remember. And then, actually, you know what? No, I do remember something about, there was a panel with you, Kim, and I believe Heather about that at one point, right? Right? Am I right? Is my memory right? I think it's right. I feel like that was one of the first time. Actually, that was the first time I heard Heather was on a live with you, Kim, and I believe that was the topic. But I'm not sure. I could be completely crazy talking right now. No, different people. And yeah, Voice for Voice, so you've been here for a while too. There are a lot of people that have been here for a while, but I mean, everybody was like, when's Mandy coming back? And then Mandy came back. So it would only be fitting that everybody else, I mean, who's the other one that was in, Cher, that's right. Voices Behind the Wall. That was the other one that was around here. Who are some of the other ones? I forget. And then, yeah, I wasn't chatting at that point. I was just more listening. But I think the only chat I was in over the summer was Crafton and Kim's. And I forget what you guys were even talking about. You guys did a lot of true crime over the summer, honestly. It wasn't like a whole lot of drama. But now it's like, Natasha is a true crime. So I guess this is kind of, true crime coverage, right? That's really what it is. Either people either went to the Wells case, which I don't even look at because it makes me upset with some of the stuff that's gone on over there. Um, don't get me started on that one. But then there's, yeah, a lot of people stayed here, and now it's the whole Natasha saga. I just think there's a lot of people on YouTube that need to get off their high horse, and they need to get a grip, and they need to realize that they're not above the law, or the law of YouTube. I'm tired of it. Yeah, burning down Watts Island. That's right. I almost long for the days of Watts Island. I don't like Coops Island. Coops Island isn't fun. Coops Island is not fun at all. Or Dorothy's. But yeah, Dorothy can be marooned on an island for all I care. Like, that's where she's going to be when she burns every bridge. That's just my opinion, though. But yes, so I'm just going to go on a limb and assume that that's what's going on with this. But yes, like I said, guys, I'm not sure what I'm at. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. That would be quite an accomplishment. I've had the watch time demonetized for 2 months now, so it would be nice to actually have that. So where am I at now? I have crossed 800 subscribers, guys. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. I'm at 806, so that is amazing. I almost, just in the past 28 days alone, I am very close to having 4,000 hours of watch time. So there's no reason I shouldn't have 1,000 subscribers if I'm getting that much watch time, guys. So yeah, if I can get to 1,000, I would be really happy, because that way I can monetize on this, and that would be an experience on its own. And then I can do like the whole super chat thing, because if I don't understand why people are so ashamed of that. If people can make some extra money on here, I mean, who's against making some extra money? I would absolutely love to have some extra income right now. Like I said, I don't like to go into personal things, but I would really like to change my living situation. So, if YouTube could be of some assistance to that would be great. Plus it's just an accomplishment, not even about the money. Because I know it pays like pennies. I know that it pays very, very little, or else you're getting millions of views. But I think it's more for like the memberships and like the super chats and stuff. Because I like doing memberships. I won't put up like the thing high. I just like to be creative and make stickers and things like that. Snotty made her an admin. Snotty. Right. Well, yeah. So, and Sia's running the show. Voices. I speculated that she has actually at this point given Natasha complete access to either her StreamYard or to that, because she had, guys, Juror had access to her StreamYard, and she was very upset about that at one point. So she will do that, and I think she said something earlier that gave me like a clue that maybe she had given like her full access on it. Oh, just right now. Oh. Natasha, is she still crying? Yeah. Yeah, Case, I feel like I heard you mentioned recently too, again, for no reason. Because, I don't know. Yeah, she's just ridiculous. Oh, she did it on the live. Oh, gotcha. I feel like I don't even remember where I heard your name, Case. I'm sure, but I was like, really? Like, Case hasn't even talked about you in forever, and here you are. Yeah, I'm very sorry. Yeah, I like Juror a lot, and I am also happy that she left, because I feel like Juror felt similarly to me. Where no, Mandy is not, Kellyanne. As far as I know, Mandy C has been actually doing some call outs of her. But I'm not sure. I'm kind of I'm seeing where that goes. I do not believe that Mandy C likes NC at all, though. She certainly doesn't like Dorothy. So I will say, I saw her in Lori's chat today talking about that, because Dorothy turned on her too for no reason. And has said was gaslighting Mandy pretty bad, saying that she's unhinged, she's crazy, all of these things, like nobody believe her, all of those things. And I think that's bullshit. I hate gaslighters. I hate people that invalidate people's feelings. Like Natasha's like, oh, nobody could ever understand what it's like to be me and have such difficult things happen to me. And, then you have other YouTube creators who have been through similar things. Like, yeah, actually, I kind of can. And she's like, well, no, you don't understand. She literally would not at all like Country Joe was trying to talk, and like Natasha was just not having it. Natasha was like, "No, Country Joe, you're not allowed to have feelings. Only I am allowed to have feelings and have people feel sorry for me. Only me, nobody else." And Country Joe, I just felt like she completely discredited Country Joe, and I didn't like that at all either. She's saying Parker, of course she is. Parker knew about the journal and said she wouldn't use it. Oh, of course. Yep. Oh, that's the next road we're going to go down with that. Yep. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. But yeah, I think I want to say that Broken Justice said that she was doing it at 10:15 my time. She said 9:15, but it was past 9 o'clock. So is she nobody confirmed it with me that she's an hour ahead of me. Or is it 3 hours? Because I don't know. Because if it's now, I'm going to end my live so people can go over and support her. Because if she's going to be addressing Dorothy, I don't think I've ever heard her address Dorothy. So if people could go and be there for her, that would be wonderful as well. Parker has had her foot out for a few times, so we'll see. We'll see. Oh, you checked. Okay. Guys, yeah, so I'm going to end this. But like I said, if you guys are here in the replay, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, if you want to hit that thumbs up for me, I will be back tomorrow, either in the morning or where do you go? Mods, could you drop the link? Could you drop Broken Justice's link? Well, Broken Justice, Roddy Mama, is going to talk about her experience with Dorothy, because Dorothy, she's the one that Dorothy has gone at pretty badly for quite some time. So yeah, somebody's going to post the link for her, because I actually don't think I might be subscribed. I'm not sure. I think I am. If I'm not, I'm definitely going to be. Yeah, let's see. CJ has been treated horribly. I like CJ. I always have. Like, when she went over to NC, I was like, oh, CJ. Like, I wasn't gonna talk about her ever though, because I do like CJ. I think she's very creative. I think she's got a lot of good stuff going for her, and I always enjoy somebody who's musically talented. But yes, guys, Rody Gal dropped that link for Broken Justice. She's starting at 10:15 my time. So in a few minutes. And hold on. Oh, thank you, Case Discussion. I would love to make it to 1,000 subs. Like, that is my goal. That is my goal. Because I have the watch time. Like, guys, in the past 28 days alone, I'm like very close to having 4,000 hours of watch time. So there's really no reason that I shouldn't be monetized or have that thing. Yeah, and all right, Mrs. Portland. Yeah, Mrs. Portland's coming along with her channel too. Oh, okay. Rose, wait. I don't know what's going on. That was the other link that I asked to be dropped. I'm trying to figure it out. Bye, Jill. Thanks for stopping by. Rody Gal, somebody's saying that Rose is saying that it's the Fraudbusters one that somebody posted. I mean, you can also, guys. I mean, if the link's not working, you could probably put Broken Justice into the thing. I'll share her live when I'm done with this. Yeah, I'll do that just so people can all go over and show her some love while she's, finally addressing what went down with her and her Dorothy. And yes, hold on, wait. I'm trying to keep up with this. And yeah, thank you all guys so very much for stopping by. Rody Gal, I am the queen bee of my hive. There is a queen bee on here, and she is a very lovely person. I got to be on a panel with her recently, and Dorothy has been absolutely vile to her as well. But yeah, so she was the original queen bee, but I'm the queen bee of this hive. But yes, thank you everybody for stopping by. Okay, everybody, yeah, if you want to head over to Broken Justice so we can, show her some love while she's talking about her experience with Dorothy, that would be absolutely wonderful. Because if somebody's going to be speaking out about Dorothy, you better believe that I am going to be there, and it needs to happen. It's about time. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys over at Broken Justice. And so I will see you guys later. Have a great night, guys.